but I think it's a somewhat old-fashioned view of how politics works. What Trump has understood better than really almost anybody is the attention economy. He knows how to dominate the narrative. He knows how to be there all the time, shaping it. He knows how to make you think that he's won when he's lost. So when you see things like this happen, Trump and his people are going to go out and say, this was a great victory. Zelensky humiliated us. We had to push back. You need to be controlling the narrative. And the Democrats, I think, too often fall into this view, well, it's obvious this was a humiliation. It was obvious that this was bad diplomacy. No, you have to shape that narrative. You know, look at Kamala Harris. She goes on one television show, 60 Minutes, and does this 12-minute interview, carefully choreographed. He goes on for 3 hours on Joe Rogan. He goes on for 25 hours on 6 other podcasts, and he is relentlessly pounding the narrative. Democrats need to understand that's the new attention economy. If you're not shaping it, you are being shaped by it.
Here's one, Donald Trump likes to tell you that he knows the art of deal. He knows how to do a deal. Well, wait a second. In his first term, he did a deal with China. He tried to do a deal with North Korea. And he also talked about the USMC deal there and the Afghans deal. There's one constant in all of these. He put publicity ahead of principle. He is actually the worst negotiator. And we should be actively pointing out and saying, here's the other course we would take. You never leave that field for him. Well, I would not do that because he has to be confronted. Now, I would be more selective. I would not go, as I've said before, I wouldn't go sit there in my first protest, be in front of USAID's office. I would pick a place that matters to the American people. I'd go to a grocery store and show all the open shelves on eggs. The fact is, we have no eggs, and inflation is way up on eggs, and he's now fired everybody that will keep our eggs safe.
And he said he was going to have this great strategy to end the Ukrainian war. You know, we couldn't hear what it was. And then when he got into office, what was the strategy? Give up. Just give up. He just surrendered everything immediately. That's I've never seen anyone negotiate.
Nobody negotiates. You haven't seen it because nobody negotiates like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, he could have asked for a few things before he just capitulated.
He said, I mean, well, I don't mean to cut. So you wanted to say something?
No. It's just
it's a rare moment of me giving the microphone away. So go ahead. Take advantage of it.
You know, what's sad about this is you watch foreign leaders, and they've figured him out. So if you watch, Justin Trudeau, he said you begin by praising him lavishly. Right. You say, oh, you did everything on. Then you give him none of what he wanted. You announce some bullshit concession. There was some stuff you had already done. And he beams. The king of Jordan did it brilliantly. He said, Trump asked him to take 2 million Palestinians from Gaza. And he says, because of your wisdom and your leadership and your foresight, we're going to take 2,000 kids to treat them medically and send them back. And Trump beamed. It was like, I won. So in a strange way, I do feel like Zelensky should have studied this a little bit more. He's an emotional guy. I've met him many times. He's very brave. He's been fighting a war, and he let his emotion get the best of him. The way to have gone in there is first you begin by saying, President Trump, you are a genius. You have completely transformed the landscape. I have with me the order of highest merit. Ukraine has never created a civilian honor this big for you. Have a big medal. Put it on him. Right? And then say to him, I look forward to welcoming you in Ukraine so that we can build the tallest Trump Tower in the world.
I
that would have saved Ukraine's ass.
That would have try to catch people up on a few other